Something I've noticed with my middle school students is that they are great at copying the information from a text or from a presentation, and I mean copying word for word. So if I give them notes through a presentation, or if I want to have them look at a piece of text and get that information that way and take notes, they're great at copying that. What they struggle with and what they are challenged with is to actually look at the presentation notes or the textbook notes, and instead of writing word for word, just pulling out the main key details and important facts that they'll need. So condensing those notes so they only have the important information. That's where the flipped classroom model comes in, and I use it to help my students go from just writing everything down and being told what to write to now thinking on their own what information is important for me to put into my notes. Hi, I'm Christy. I'm a middle school science teacher with over 20 years experience in the classroom. I love helping teachers empower their students to take more ownership of their learning. Let's go ahead and talk about how to use the flipped classroom model to help your students become better note takers. So what I like to do is, after the students have done a flipped model and I've given the video and they've taken notes, I like to have them the next day in class. We spend about 15 to 20 minutes where we're going back into those notes, we're sharing what we have. I'll show them my example. We're editing them. We are marking them for the key vocabulary. We're underlining keys concepts. And then we're going ahead and coming up with one sentence synthesis statements. So my students do focus notes, and they'll take those 3 chunks that they've created from the video and they'll go ahead and put it together with synthesis statements, questions, and summaries. Let me show you what that looks like. So during the flipped classroom model, when my students are taking notes, I'm not having them write everything that they see on that video screen. I'm directing them using Edpuzzle. I'll direct them to make sure their notes have certain key concepts, but I don't want them to write everything down. And so I'm training them and teaching them how to take what they're seeing, all the information, but only putting together small chunks of it, just the key points. After the flipped lesson, when we come back into class, we'll spend the first 15-20 minutes going through the notes, looking at what we wrote down, seeing if we can edit it and remove some information, because I find that in the beginning, some students still are writing a lot of information. They're writing out full sentences instead of just paraphrasing the concepts. I want to help them learn how to paraphrase it, how to just write down the important parts. They're not spending all their time writing and writing a lot of information they probably don't need. Let me show you what that looks like. So having my students do this every single time after a flipped lesson, eventually it doesn't take us 15-20 minutes. We get it down to about 10-15 minutes. But when my students leave my classroom, I know that they now are equipped with the skills and they are masters at taking information from a teacher's PowerPoint presentation, Google Slide presentation, or a video, and just writing down the key concepts and details, not everything that is presented. They are better note takers.
Thank you for watching another Adventures in ISTEM and Beyond video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more Adventures in ISTEM and Beyond videos. For more ideas on how to incorporate science, technology, and skills for life into your classroom, go to adventuresinistem.com.